Hello everyone. Today is Sunday, March 8th, 2026 at 7:58 a.m. in the morning. My stomach's starting to feel irritated as soon as I get on the video. So I had to go to a different city to get a hotel because I don't know. I still was trying to figure out what event was happening in New Orleans. What event happened in New Orleans this weekend that they raised the hotel prices really, really high, and rooms were filling up fast. So I was gonna save the train trip vouchers for like using it towards another like rail pass sometime after all this. After this March 11th, which is in 3 days, after that court date, you know. So, um, I don't know if they're gonna throw me back in jail this coming Wednesday, or if they're gonna force me to pay lots of fines because their wicked asses they are not trying to drop the charges, even though they know I'm innocent. So, um, one of my supporter subscribers suggested or asked, well, is there any way that maybe you could try to go into a different city that's nearby, and I had considered that too, if I had to go to a surrounding city away from mainland New Orleans, where the hotel would be cheaper, or cheaper and more space for more hotel room availability. And so I took that suggestion into consideration, and I went to use one of the $50 train vouchers, because I used one of the $50 train vouchers because I have two of them. Take one of the $50 hold up. I took one of the $50 train vouchers, and the train ride cost $48. So the other $2 they won't. They say you could only use it towards one time. So it looked like I would have had to spend like a minimum of $50, but all I had was what I had, and so they took $2 out of that. For themselves, they didn't credit $2 back on towards anything. So the round trip train ride, just one stop, the round trip train ride was $48. And then, with the hotel promotions, they're running like a promotion where if you stay at the hotel for a certain amount of nights, you get like credits or gift card vouchers or whatever you want to call it. And then $50. So I had two of those. So I booked a room out here, and it was like $85 and something. And so excuse me, unlike Amtrak voucher, the hotel they gave me like $14 and something credit left over, plus some extra points, towards another hotel stay. So I just like, I booked the train for yesterday and coming back today, and I booked one hotel night, and I'm, leaving here and going back to New Orleans, mainland New Orleans, this afternoon. And excuse me, I got off the train yesterday. Like I had a frustrating, upsetting train ride yesterday where they illegally planted some abusive, narcissistic, gang stalking women to secretly make fake complaints about me behind my back, and trying to get me wrongfully kicked off and banned from the train. And then they sent someone to come in, one of the employees, to try to bully me and intimidate me, and then those same ladies were giving me threatening looks the entire ride, and I felt very uncomfortable, but I can't go into detail at the moment because of the online stalkers, excuse me. So they want to, the online stalkers had already been illegally fake conspiring to have me wrongfully banned from Amtrak. And Sticky had been spreading lies and said Candy is banned from Amtrak for spreading bed bugs and this and that and vermin and whatever else he was trying, stupid lies he was trying to say. But they were trying to illegally plant bed bug infested gang stalkers around me and to cause me fear and panic, but thankfully I didn't catch them. I tried to get away from the perps as fast as I could, and nobody wants me sanitizing or spraying anything, excuse me, to keep that away, because rubbing alcohol gets rid of and kills bed bugs, So, but see, they hit me with a direct energy weapon to make me itch right there. They know what they're doing, playing games. Excuse me, but I don't have bed bugs. I was not itching in the middle of the night last night. So they have prank called hotels and lied and said that I have bed bugs, and they lied and said that I doo-doo in the tub and smear doo-doo on the walls, and it's like the hotel staff believed them without verifying anything. And they be trying to get me wrongfully kicked out and banned. They be doing stuff like, illegally swatting with fake mental health welfare checks, or lied and said that I damaged the room or did this, did that. So, but excuse me, but I don't have any whelps on me or nothing, So I can't at the moment go into detail about everything that happened, and I'm too tired. But I've been trying to keep lavender oil and rubbing alcohol on me as much as possible. The stalkers, like what they did to me in 2025, when it snowed and they sent the homeless bedbug infested gang stalker to infest me with bed bugs, and I couldn't get rid of it for months. Excuse me. And then the online stalkers got me wrongfully banned from like 5 different hotels in like 1 week. Hotels/motels within 1 week. You know, that was immediately like after they maliciously got me wrongfully kicked out of the $80 motel during the snow in New Orleans, because the stalkers, they had the malicious satanic agenda to trying to get me to freeze to death. They tried to get me to freeze to death, and excuse me, they were hoping that I freeze to death. And so when they got me wrongfully kicked out of the hotel, the $80 motel, and then it was, they had all the snow on the ground, and I had to get an Uber, and I couldn't go across the river because everything blocked off because of the snow. And so then we found our way to Harvey, me and the Uber driver, and they sent that homeless druggie gang stalker to plant me with bed bugs. And then that was the worst infestation I ever had in my entire life. And then, I can't go back to the comfort suites in Harvey. Well, none of the workers specifically told me that you're banned from here. But the online stalker said, "Oh, we called up, we got you banned." But they sent an employee that I think was new to come up, and when I was trying to live stream for more hotel nights, and around that time the hotel room was like $130 a night, and it was hard to get help, and it took a hard fight to get people to help me like for 3 more nights at that hotel. And that is the hotel that I was staying at, that fake damnesia, when I was live streaming and trying to get help, and they kept triggering and provoking and antagonizing me. Excuse me. And fake damnesia was that was during the time when he was bragging about being in, and I know he wasn't in the hotel room next to me, but he bragged about being in a hotel room next to me and doing a ritual and raping a child. That was the hotel that I was staying at, the Comfort Suites in Harvey, off of Manhattan Boulevard, close to the library. And, I didn't know that I had bed bugs at first, and then it seemed like as if the rude hotel worker, was in on it too. I think her name was Mia, and she was very, very disrespectful and nasty as hell towards me. And when I got the room, it's like I had never seen red bed bugs before. And so the bed bugs were crawling, lots of them were crawling on the bed, so they were already on the bed crawling, and I didn't know what they were. I didn't know what before I could even put my stuff down. So it's like the cult wanted to make sure I had them. And so, because when I was standing outside, in the snow, fighting for my life, fighting for help in like 30-degree weather and snow, I wasn't itching at the time. But I itched a little bit when I was eating at that Paco's Tacos restaurant, And I told that homeless gang stalker, I said, "Don't come follow me up in here." I said, "Why did you follow me up in here?" And she said, "I didn't follow you." I said, "Yes, you did." She said, "No, I didn't." So they wanted to make sure I had it in hopes that they would have me for me to suffer out and freeze to death. And then the online stalkers were illegally tracking every hotel I went to, and then got me wrongfully banned from like 5 hotels in like 1 week. Hotels/motels. And it's like, well, I didn't have any way to you know, get a shower or get my laundry done trying to get rid of them, and I didn't get to get, you know, sufficient help. Like if I could have got help to get, and then it was a hard fight to try to go find some lavender oil, lavender essential oil to get rid of them. And that's, you know, I always washing my body, not every time, but as much as I can. You know, I try to wash myself with lavender oils, soap, you know. So yeah, I mean, they've been you know, trying to do me in, but I don't have bed bugs right now, you know. But yeah, so then when I got here, I was trying to tell the front desk agent that I had, you know, I have the voucher, or you know, the voucher where, you know, I wasn't supposed to have to pay anything, and she tried to take all the money off my card, trying to charge my card, and then she charged me some funds, and then the other funds declined, and I'm like, damn, I can't even get to eat dinner. And she tried to argue me that the money was back, and I'm like, nah, it's still pending charge. So, like, why the hell you know? And then she tried to blame me, and then when we got into an argument, because I was already upset and had a rough time on the way coming here, and pretty much had a rough week, you know. And she's like, you talking to me like that? That is not okay. And you screaming and this and that. I wasn't even screaming that loud, you know, but I was freaking out and panicking, like, you know. So after I got off the train, the gang stalkers manipulated. I heard that they do that to us targets, that they manipulate for you to walk the wrong way or go the wrong way. And, you know, so imagine getting off a train, being like, I was homeless on the street, sleep deprived, no sleep at all, Friday night/Saturday morning. I got off the train, had a bad experience on the train with women bullying me. Like when they have this thing called narcissist, you know, the narcissistic women are called mean girls. You know, overt narcissists. You know, they call mean girls, you know. So it felt like that small little area I felt like I was dealing with a bunch of vipers, you know. I mean, those women acted like very vicious snakes. And I woke up this morning still shaken up and traumatized. You know, so the online stalkers and in-person stalkers try to set it up to even try to sabotage transportation so that you will have less places to go, so it make them easier to sacrifice you. You know, they have done this to other targets if they try to sabotage train travel or airplane travel, or, you know, they want to try to humiliate you by, you know, kicking you off the Greyhound bus or something like that, you know. Excuse me. And I'm like, wow, what they doing is so evil. But I have to do another video to try to go into more detail about what happened on the train. You know, but excuse me. So yeah, basically, after her taking all the money out of my account here, I thought that I would wake up with this morning with the money back in my account, and all I have is $3.39 left in the bank. She took out partial money because I guess she took out almost, whatever she could or whatever. And I was trying to tell her there was no need for you to be taking the money out unless it was. I understand for the deposit, but no, you were trying to take out for the regular charge of the room when I told you it was already paid for, and she still was trying to take money anyway. And then she said something about that she was new and that it was her first time dealing with this or whatever, But and I'll tell y'all later about more detail about more stuff that happened, But so excuse me, thankfully, like I panicked and I thought, oh, I won't be able to get to eat dinner. But then yesterday, as soon as I got off the train, they had this Episcopal church. I hope I'm pronouncing that word right. And they had like a free little pantry and a free little library. But they have so many good restaurants over here, But I forgot. Like, I was so sleep deprived and also upset about everything that's been going on that I forgot. Excuse me. I forgot that I had got those little, few little things to eat. So the Google Maps sent me the wrong way. Excuse me. They first they lied and told me that I should go walk towards this way and then walk 1.9 miles, and come to find out, when I ended up walking 30 minutes towards the wrong direction, and then ended up ended up going the wrong way. And then after that, it was started raining, and when I first got off the train, I was trying to not use I was trying as much as I could to not have to, get an Uber. When I first got off the train, it said that the fees were higher than usual and that it was like $27. I'm like, well, I can't afford that. I don't have, that money or whatever, I told myself. So then I started to try to walk, and they had me walk in the wrong direction. And then I had to walk back, and then I couldn't walk all the way. It was raining too bad, and I was tired. So the rain lightened up a little bit, and then I sat there for a while, and then I noticed that the Uber ride was $11.90 something cents, and so then I took that Uber ride to get over here, and then I didn't get up in here until like about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and the train got here like a little bit after 3 o'clock. But excuse me. So I was busy last night, and I took a shower and thankfully I was able to use the quarters to do laundry, and I think I have $2.50 in coins left. So I was able to get my laundry done. Excuse me. And I was able to get my laundry done, and I got a shower, and I had to organize and clean up, do this, do that, and I had the cup of noodles, and I had some seaweed that I bought at the grocery store earlier that morning. So I crumbled up some of the seaweed, and also they had packaged tuna, Starkiss. I mean, it wasn't tuna, it was shredded chicken. Like Starkiss, they had like the white chicken. They didn't have the packets of tuna, but it was the chicken. So I dumped a packet of chicken in there, and the noodles. I put all the seasonings and the extra little vegetables and the seaweed in there, and I microwaved it, and I had a couple of snack crackers and other snacks. So I was able to get dinner, and I was able to get breakfast. Excuse me. This morning. Well, this morning the hotel had breakfast, but all I was able to eat was the oatmeal, because the eggs, and I feel bad throwing away food, but the eggs and the sausage they smelled and tasted off. They didn't smell or taste good, so I felt bad to have to throw it away. But I had the oatmeal and some apple juice. Excuse me. And so I'm feeling anxiety about taking a train back to New Orleans. But well, I got no choice, But I feel bad that both online and in-person gang stalkers and narcissistic abusers are trying to wrongfully sabotage my train travel, Excuse me, so they don't want me traveling, But I came here and took the hotel over here out of necessity, And it rained here last night too. Excuse me. And last night between last night and this morning, they did a gang stalking dream manipulation tactic on me, where I put the heater on in this room, and it's like, how when you certain hotel rooms or whatever, I put the heater on, and it's blowing out room temperature or cold. It's not even blowing out heat. It's blowing out like room temperature or cold air. Excuse me. And that was what it was like when I was in Michigan at that motel, and it was freezing cold, and I couldn't even get a shower because it was so cold. Excuse me. It was so cold I couldn't even get a shower. So I ended up it was so cold that I couldn't get a shower, so I try to bundle up as much as possible. Excuse me. And so even in here, it's like the room won't air out or dry, and so I was cold for, shivering cold for hours last night. Excuse me. And it wasn't cold outside, but after taking my shower, I was wet still a little bit wet, and I had to hand wash this dress because it was one of the only things I had to wear while I washed the rest of the clothes. And I have another dress that I supposed to get whenever I could get it. I had already paid for it, you know. Excuse me, another new dress. So I might be retiring this dress and wear the other dress. So I don't know if I might continue wearing this dress and just have two dresses, you know. But yesterday it was warm enough that I thought I was gonna get rid of my big coat and try to donate it or give it away. But outside it was pretty not hot, but it was warm. But I think they said it got up to 83 degrees. But you know, excuse me, it was you know, warm enough that I almost thought to, you know, give away the coat. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep it until at least I don't know if I'm gonna keep the coat until at least the end of March. I don't know. Well, I don't know yet when I'll get rid of it. But yeah, even after coming back from the big train trip from the you know, this past week, I think there were a couple of nights where I needed to, even Saturday morning, I needed to take off the coat because it was kind of warm, you know. Excuse me. So, but yeah, so I'm sorry that my mind is all over the place. Excuse me. Yeah, so they did a dream manipulation nightmare on me last night that I was overheated and passed out and was too weak to call for help, and I was on the floor suffering and dying in the dream, in the nightmare. But in person, like, I don't feel overheated or nothing. But you know, like, this dress is still a little bit damp. I mean, overnight it did not dry, and I tried to put it close to the you know, close to the air conditioner, and like, the floor won't even dry. I mean, I even wiped it with the towel and still wet. You know, certain hotels or certain hotel rooms are like this. You know, I don't know why, but not all of them. But where the floors want to stay wet all night. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm trying to fight to be more bold to speak out against the gang stalking activities, and you know, that's unfair that if you speak out against what they're doing to you, they use that to justify wrongfully banning you from places, you know. But yesterday I had a bad day, you know, an all around bad day. My day was officially ruined yesterday, you know. Excuse me. But all I have left to eat now is the package of peanuts from Texas Roadhouse that I got the other day. So I don't know if it's still gonna be raining, and it's like, well, if I don't have funds for an Uber ride, and I don't know exactly how much the Uber ride will cost from here to the train station, if it's raining bad enough that once I get out of this hotel room and it's raining, and you know, excuse me. If once we get out the hotel and it's raining, once I get out the hotel, I'm sorry. When I say we, I was trying to say, everybody that got to check out. So, and they had some perp activity going on here too. Thankfully, it wasn't heavy, but I had, some perp activity going on here. When I'm walking from, walking from the front desk area or walking from breakfast and go back to my room and unknowingly passing by, gotta pass by all these doors of hotel rooms to get to my room, and then the perps deliberately walk out of their door and try to bump into me on purpose, and then walk outside trying to smoke a cigarette. And bump into, walk out. They open their door and hurry up and trying to race me, and like trying to bump into me before I could pass their door. Right when I could pass their door, excuse me, this has happened at other hotels, and they've been doing this more frequently now as a newer, I guess newer tactic. Excuse me, but they've done it before, but they're trying to make it more frequent. But so like, if the front desk agent would not have screwed up my finances yesterday, what I would have done today was, after checking out, I would have gone somewhere to go eat, and then took an Uber ride to the train station, and then take the train and come back home, and I would have had come back home to New Orleans, and then I would have had enough for dinner, and then probably would have had to ask for help tomorrow, but so I have $3.39 in the bank and $2.50 in cash, and the funds in my bank are still pending and not been released. So since the girl took the money out of my account yesterday, excuse me, they told me not to worry about the $25 deposit. She took out, well, I'm not going to say how much she took out, excuse me, because of the online stalkers. Excuse me, but she took money out of, she took out money when she, for the regular price of the hotel. She was trying to charge the whole $85 and something, when I told her that the room was already paid for with the voucher. And then she tried to argue me and lie and said that that I didn't tell her until after the fact. But I had told her as soon as I walked up in here, that the room is already paid for, with the hotel gift cards and stuff through the promotions. Because she said something about, I don't even recall her at the beginning asking me, is your room prepaid already? But, I was trying to tell her that, so if she said something about that the room was prepaid, why she feel the need to try to take more out? But I hear about a lot of these Indian-run hotels be trying to charge double and stuff like that. And then they try to make sure you don't get your money back and be trying to cheat and swindle you and everything. But she swears up and down that the money had been released, but it's still pending. But I guess I'm supposed to get the money back. I don't know. It'll probably, I mean, since they didn't, since the money wasn't back really on my card this morning, excuse me, I have to wait until at least Tuesday to get it back. So I have to live like I have nothing and still have to ask for more help because of what she did. You know, at first we got into like a kind of like a little misunderstanding because she was trying to blame me for her mistake. But then afterwards we made a truce and we made a truce and everything, you know, was straightened out. But you know, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. It probably could have been an honor. I mean, she later on admitted it afterwards, you know. Excuse me. So it probably was just a you know, I don't know if it was an honest mistake. You know, if it was an honest mistake, or I mean, you never know when you're being targeted and dealing with perps gaslighting so much. You know, excuse me. And then if they'll say something like, "Oh, well, what you went through in this situation and that situation, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with me." Well, what you're doing to me now is adding on to the problems I had already had before I got here. You know, so I don't know if she was a perp that did that on purpose to try to cause me a meltdown and freaking out and then try to gaslight, or if she really did make an honest mistake. I don't know. But I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, you know. And then it has some more stuff go on, you know. That it would take me all day to try to talk about this happened, that happened, that happened. But all I know is I have to go back to New Orleans with basically no money and probably walking in the rain. But I don't know if anyone sees this video, and I don't know how much it would cost for an Uber ride. You know, it's raining right now, and it's supposed to be like heavy rain all day, and then raining every day until Wednesday. This is still kind of the New Orleans metro area, the extended parts of New Orleans metro area, not mainland New Orleans, you know. But excuse me, they're making my nose itch. So like when I try to rinse my eyes some more from the pepper spray incident, my eyes really didn't burn last night, but I try to, you know, rinse, try to see what I can rinse off. But the side of my face was burning a little bit, you know. But yeah. So by it being Sunday, like tomorrow's Monday, and it's the weekday. So excuse me. I gotta check and see if it's gonna be raining tonight in New Orleans, and maybe I can raise funds for help for a hotel in New Orleans, you know. But at the moment, since my funds are held, I don't have anything to eat for I don't have anything to eat for dinner. Excuse me, I was tired enough that I went to bed at 9 o'clock it was just before 9 o'clock last night. I got here at 5 and I did laundry, took a shower, you know, and I went to bed at 9 o'clock. I'm glad I was able to sleep good, you know. But sorry for TMI, but like my menstruation, it skipped a period last month, but I did like just slight bleeding for a little bit the day before I left San Francisco. Excuse me. And then it was the day before I left San Francisco. And then I then I had you know, yeah, I just bled just for like a little bit. But you know, I'm 42 years old, so I'm not sure exactly about how all this menopause thing goes. But you know, so it's like I might, like, for the past several months, if I have like a normal menstrual period, and then I end up going 1 or 2 months without a period, and then have a period again, you know. But you know, the online stalkers that are guys, not the women, but the guys, you know, fake Damnesia and the fake Mark Russell perp talking about, well, the fake Mark Russell perp is married, and you know, they're stalking my channel. They're stalking my channel, and they're not welcome to watch. But if you're married to someone, I don't even know if the fake Erica Frost perp is really his wife for real. And why is her name not Erica Russell if that's the case? Excuse me. But whoever his wife is, I don't know. But the fake Mark Russell perp, he came abusing me on my, making abusive comments with the fake new profile on my channel yesterday that was triggering and upsetting me before I even got on the train. And he's a satanic perp with a narcissistic personality. I mean, a highly, you know, narcissistic, overt narcissistic abuser. It's like every word is upsetting and triggering. And he almost caused me a freaking mental breakdown yesterday by abusive words, even though, you know, people say, oh, you know, if they worship the devil, then you know, if they worship the devil, then you don't need to let them get to you that much or whatever, you know. Excuse me. But you know, for him and fake Damnesia, you know, they'll say stuff like, oh, now it's about that time, the begathon and scamathon. Oh, when are you gonna be scamming? Or when are you gonna oh, now it's about that time for the period scams for hotel rooms. Do you think I'm lying about? I mean, do they think I'm lying about menstruating just to get a hotel? I mean, menstruating or not, it's raining and I don't have anywhere to go. So, like, if you are a married man, what are you worried about a single woman's menstruation for? If they want to try to track and study my I mean, but then they call me weird. Excuse me, I'm documenting their abuse and what they're doing. So, come to find out, the fake Mark Russell perp, he's my age and he's not older than me. But he acts like as if he's younger than me. But, I mean, try to think he's, you know, older, and, you know, when they should mind their business and back off and leave me alone and stop trying to coerce unwanted contact. If I block your account, you don't have a right to come make a new one and try to attack and harass me. I wish that there was an online or a cyber version of a restraining order. Excuse me, and I heard that the stalkers will try to you know, if you try to do a cease and desist for them, that they will try to excuse me, they will try to circumvent that. you know, but all their malicious false reports, and they don't even, and it's like they are so far off from the truth that they don't have their facts straight, and you just shake your freaking head like, what, both, well, I got my phone in my hand, but if you have both hands covering your face and shaking your head at the same time and damn near about to cry, that they're, so if you think somebody's a liar, what you doing stalking somebody for years? Because y'all the ones that's lying. I would not waste my time on somebody who I thought was a liar if I thought that every word that proceeded out of their mouth is a freaking lie. So, excuse me, if I thought someone did nothing but lie, I would, and if their life wasn't directly affecting me, I just stay the hell away. How are you gonna try to? I mean, the fake PSA Army perp. You know, how can he talk about people's behavior? How can you talk about someone's behavior when you sex trafficking and murdering people? Or you're part of a cult that sacrifices and sexual trafficking and sacrificing and murdering people. But they want to act like they want to police what they think is someone's bad behavior. When y'all plant and send perps to come and attack and harass and do stuff to me, and when I defend myself, y'all talk about bad behavior and reverse and lie and say that I'm the one who came in someone's face starting trouble. They've been sending perps to be very violent towards me lately. And I don't know what Lollapalooza is, but they have this fake Candy Palooza thing. So if I don't even know if they're all coming to mass perp me or if they're all coming planning to murder me. They try to talk about that this fake Candy Palooza thing is April 10th through 13th. Well, as I said, I don't know what's going to be the outcome of the fake court date from being illegally swatted. And one of the prosecutors for the Gretna court, he illegally drives like a white BMW, and that was smack brand new. And I think I remember I saw near the courthouse one of those court days last year, the year before, he was perping me really hard. And I don't remember if I had video of that or not. And the fake public offender had a smack brand new nice vehicle. Like, so y'all are rich white men that are like profiting off of poor blacks being wrongfully accused and thrown in jail. And even they had a few other black women in the jail that said that they were falsely accused of this and that by police officers. And then, the courts being unfair and throwing them in jail anyway, or making them pay this and pay that. But then, with the Gretna jails and the Gretna police or whatever, I've been hearing for years that they say the white people for Gretna, the white police officers are hardcore racists. But at the same time, at the Gretna jails, they have black people that were satanic and hateful towards me too, like blatant Satanists, the employees that worked at the Gretna jail. In the place that you go to the clerk office on 327 Huey P. Long, if if I call that office and try to ask for help for, I can't even get body cam footage of the arrest of all the times I've been illegally swatted. And they try to make you pay $300, and I heard that elsewhere it's supposed to be free. With the Freedom of Information Act, that you're supposed to be able to get body cam footage for free, but they got a fine and a fee for everything, So, for the online stalkers to brag about, like somebody like Rapper J will be like, more setups coming along, more setups are coming on the way, or something like that, But yeah, he was trying to say February is swatting month and this and that or whatever. But the only time the closest to any swatting that I got in February was when they sent that fake security guard to come and harass me in Seattle after the situation with the fake ass on NetStars perp. But like even Friday night when I was live streaming, they came and they were threatening to swat me or threatening to call the police and stuff. And I'm gonna clear something up. Yesterday when the fake Mark Russell perp yelled at me, and he wanted to tell me stop screaming, but every time you talk to me in your fake hate message, if you were telling me to my face, you have enough anger and rage that if you talk to me the way you talk in person, the way you type on your keyboard, I know your voice would be raised and yelling at me. So then he lied on me and said that I said that the guy was demonic for being homeless and outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't say that. I was saying that for him to, that it was demonic for people to come out and make all that noise in the middle of the night. And I mean, the guy on that bike, I don't think he was homeless, So I said for people to be up, out making that noise, I was saying that a lot of other people say that it was demonic, But then the fake Mark Russell perp try to, talk about me being a bad Christian and trying to. But I mean, if you could be a better Christian, why aren't you? Because you wouldn't be trying to be, trying to sabotage and ruin innocent lives to somebody that's not bothering you or that never digs you anything. They don't want their dirty deeds to be exposed. So if you worship the devil but trying to tell me, but think you know better than me on how to be a better Christian, then why aren't you walking the walk? And then he spelled the Lord but lowercase l, and talking about the Lord helps those that help themselves. And I heard that scripture is not even in the Bible. And I researched it for myself, and a lot of other Christians say that the Masons came up with that, the Lord helps those that helps themselves. The Bible says help your neighbor if they, basically if your neighbor needs help, help them. But the fake Mark Russell perp and Sticking and fake Damnesia, if I had a job that was $60,000 a year and got a vehicle and a house and stuff like that, they would find out where I work at and try to get me to lose that home, lose everything. So that's how I know that they're trying to redirect me to they want people to prostitute and be sex trafficked. And the fake Mark Russell perp is so desperate to try to gaslight so hard, saying nobody's doing this. No, you doing it. You doing it. And I'm gonna continue to fucking expose y'all. And I'm not backing down. I'm not being fucking scared. Stay off my page. Stay off my channel. Stay away from me. Like he been stalking and harassing me ever since like somewhere between March and May of 2024. I have to him and the fake Erica Frost perp started stalking and harassing me around the exact same time. And it was after the first illegal swatting that wrongfully landed me in jail after I got out of jail, and it was like maybe a couple of weeks or whatever later, and I wasn't made aware of this fake red triangle cult until like well, I think I heard them talking about Hail Sarton or something like that. They say, hey, say Hail Sarton or whatever. And that started like February of last year. But I think I wasn't aware of Sticky and the fake red triangle cult until late June of last year or something like that. You know, I don't remember, but and I was having like heavy unwanted intrusive thoughts like yesterday that seemed like they were like overpowered, you know. So but then, you know, for them to talk about, I mean, how you don't even know me, they don't even know me personally, but they got so much to say about me. You did not grow up with me. And then my twin sister's a known fucking liar. So y'all would rather run with her and spread about, you know, go around spreading nothing but lies. Excuse me. So I'm not taking suggestions or advice from any of you devil worshippers. Because they want people on a path of destruction, and they want people to go to hell right along with them. So the fake Mark Russell perp tried to talk about, oh, you being outside. Well, him being outside is demonic. Oh, you're a hypocrite. You being outside that time of night is demonic. I mean, if you, and that guy was not even homeless. And it's like they feel entitled to try to control and stalk someone. And they get quiet like crickets when I say, who told y'all can have authority, who exercise any authority over me? Because they know what they're doing is wrong. When they want to try to send hate messages and try to force me to see or hear their abusive messages that I don't have to tolerate on my own channel. Stop trying to control people. You worry about your own life and mind your business. I wish there was a way I could successfully get and keep the fake Mark Russell perp, Sticky, and fake Damnesia and the other stalking illegal cult criminal animals off my fucking page. So my stomach feels like it's kind of upset right now. So I have to go try to use the bathroom and then take another shower. And I'm thankful and glad that my clothes are finally satisfactorily clean now. And I'm going to get off here. I love y'all. I don't know if I'll live stream before leaving or if I have to just sit there and freaking suffer.